So I'm going to offer a perspective on life, on our lives as humans, for however many years we're here. And I'm not professing like this is the way, but I'm just going to offer it and see if it resonates with you. If it doesn't resonate, that's cool, let it go. But here's an idea that we are souls having a physical experience. We have an experience as humans. So I know myself as David. I've known myself as David for almost 38 years, but there's more to me than that. But there's more, that I am actually a soul that was now in this physical structure of a body that continues to grow and evolve and will age and decay at some point. But my soul continues to live on before I'm here, while I'm here, and then afterwards. And so it often asks the question as to like, well, what's the purpose of this? So the idea of this perspective, this soul perspective, is that we choose our lives. We choose to incarnate. It's actually a conscious choice for us to embody. Is my choice to live the life that I'm living. Not down to every single detail. Not that every single detail of my life is planned out, but the overarching themes are. And to what end is the question. It's often, the way that I'll offer this is that it's an end for us to learn. And then for our souls to evolve in some way or ways. So I often like to consider that this is kind of like soul school for the number of years that we're here on this planet. And we have, like when you're in college, you have a major. So our majors in, life could be boundaries. It could be self-love. It could be coming to a new definition of worth. It could be coming to the difference between self-care, care for others. It could be the difference, surface versus depth of life, substance versus style. We all have these different themes that will show up in life. And it's one thing that will show up again and again and again in different forms. And just like when you're in college, say if you're majoring in psychology, you take Psych 101 and then 102 and then 201 and then maybe abnormal psych and developmental psych and all these different aspects of this particular major. So if this for me is about, say, learning to do things on my own, and then I can understand a lot of the stuff that's happened to me in my life from that lens. I can make sense why I might feel like a misfit in my family and not really have many friends growing up, that I would be a misfit. It's kind of like, well, I'm not here to develop connections. That was kind of intentional. I wasn't here to develop those sorts of close bonds, those close friendships as a kid. So I would be insulated. So I would have to learn to do certain things on my own. Now, there are certainly egoic issues that come up in that way, and they challenge me to this day. However, what it does is it allows me a framework to understand the challenges that I faced and the challenges that I currently face. Ultimately, the idea is like, what am I learning from this? How do I transform this experience, this obstacle, this challenge I'm having in life into a lesson, into something that I'm learning so that I might grow? And it's sometimes people say, well, I thought I learned this lesson before. I thought I learned how to set boundaries when I was back in college. I thought I had these experiences, so I learned this. And what I'm going to offer is that, it's like, if this is a major, right? So you learned one dimension of it, maybe when you're in college, and then here's the chance for you to learn it from another angle, another dimension of it. Our minds like to think, okay, I did it, done, no problem, never have to think about it ever again. But it's more of, if you think about it from another angle, what else is there for me to learn about this? There is a prayer in Buddhism, one of the core, I don't know what the right word is, tenets or wishes for events in Buddhism, that comes from Buddhism, is may this serve a waking up. May this serve a waking up. Whatever this is, may this challenge serve a waking up. May this help me become more aware, more free, more understanding of myself and life. And that falls right in line with this perspective. Now, I have no hardcore proof that when we're done with this life, that we return to soul, and I will say like, oh, okay, well, there I am as a soul. I have no hardcore proof that that's what it was, on November 28th, 1979, before I was born. No hardcore proof of that. That's okay. So this is when it just becomes a belief, a faith. It's a perspective that I will offer. And the way that I will invite you to consider this for yourself is places where you will find that you are being challenged in your life. Currently, in the past, where are your particular challenges? And not so much that like I have a challenge with my boss because my boss is an idiot, or it's not challenges like that. It's challenges of like why that's in there for you. And you can even say I have a challenge with my boss, but the question is, why is it challenging? What in you gets stirred up? It's challenging because my boss is an asshole. Like, okay, but in that, like specifically for you, do you feel like disrespected? Do you feel like I'm not a member of a team? Do you feel that you are powerless? What is it in you that gets triggered, and how can you use that to understand yourself better? If you consider that this is a way for you to grow and to learn, then challenges that show up are not necessarily like obstacles that are things that we have to overcome, and here's another arduous thing, and this is a pain in my butt. It could be like, this is an opportunity for me to learn more, an opportunity for me to deepen my understanding. So when we are done, whenever we're finished with this life, we say, this is what I've learned. This is the wisdom that I have gained through my experiences. So I find it at times a very helpful and healthy perspective to hold when facing challenges. What am I here to gain out of this? What am I here to learn out of this? How am I here to grow? And that's something that you can take with you when you're done, right? You can't take the title CEO once you've passed on. You can't take all the fortunes with you. That's kind of isolated to this world, to this realm. So, but these ideas like this soul lessons these things that we can use to grow and evolve, that is something that we take with us. So there's lots of implications for this. There are I could talk about this for hours, but I'll leave us with that. I'll leave you with this idea of how can this serve a waking up? How can this challenge, whether small or large, small, something like that's right in your own personal life, or large as the political landscape or the global unrest that's going on, how can this serve a waking up? So thank you so much for stepping in tonight, and have yourselves a pleasant evening.